Well, hi there and welcome to my channel. And if you've been watching my videos, this is my first video of my time back in Australia. Yeah, I've been back from my travels in Central America for a while now and staying with my daughter, which is lovely, good chance to catch up on everything. But I've actually come away for a few days. And of course, I'm going to video it and share it with you. So my first stop on this little trip is Kadanga. So in this part of Queensland, rail was a big thing, but the trains have gone now and just the remains are here. And I'm going on a really nice little walk. It's a beautiful day today. We've had some gloomy days, some wet days, some really cold days since I got back to Brisbane. But today, perfect. So hopefully the next 10 days, which is the time that I've got out and about, I have more days like today. And I've just come down to Kadanga Kayak and Canoe Trail. So didn't know that this weir was even here, so good discovery. Now I used to have a kayak, but since I've been solo, no kayak for me. Oh, good morning. I'm at my second campsite in this little few-day winter trip that I'm on, and I'm at Mary McIntosh Park. Let me show you how beautiful it is this morning. It was just a bit wet last night. We had a bit of rain, but that was okay. It gave a chance for the van to have a wash. This morning it's just stunning. How's that for a view to wake up to? So I had a nice drive from Mary McIntosh Park. Few roadworks, no big dramas. There was actually wind farms as well as solar farms, which I found pretty interesting. Then I stopped at a historic bridge. Now this is called Dickerbrum Bridge, and it's been closed for absolutely ages, and it's only just reopened. Now I could have free camped here, decided not to, and carried on to my next destination. We have a lot of remote hotels and they'll let you free camp or donation. Theebine was fantastic, and while I stayed overnight there, went for a beautiful evening walk, very relaxing. Then it was on to my next destination, which was Biggendon. And I've just come for my afternoon walk and come across the stockyards, and much to the appreciation of, I think these are whistling ducks, there's this water. So Biggendon is another small rural town that unfortunately is getting smaller. As I wandered around, there was a lot of shops that were closed down. There's still a bakery, there's still a pub, so what some people think are the necessities of life. But it also has an airport, and I actually shouldn't be walking where I am because I'm right beside the airstrip, but I've just followed that road behind me. So let me show you the airstrip. So this is the airstrip. And over the back of the airstrip is a beautiful mountain range. This is Mount Walsh National Park. And I believe you can actually hike to the top of that, but it's very steep, so probably not something that I am still able to do. So I really enjoy wandering around these old towns, discovering new things like that old engineering building. There's another view of Mount Walsh. This is a really quirky sculpture outside the airport. And yeah, I looped back around past the stockyards. And yeah, if I'd been there on sale day, it would have been absolutely humming. But there was cattle there just waiting for the trucks. Whether they'd already been sold or not sure, but it was worth taking a look. And then I went back, had a quiet night in the campground. It was quite busy, but not noisy at all, which was quite pleasant. So look at that beautiful blue sky behind me in Binghamton this morning. Yep, this is what I woke up to. Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, it was a bit cool overnight. Down to 12 inside the van, but there again didn't need to turn on my diesel heater, so that was pretty good. I'm just doing a little bit of a walk next to the camping area that I'm staying in. It's got all these boards, history of different people who've been in the area. Really interesting reading some of these people and what influence they've had on this community. So this area was settled in the early to 1800s, and it's got such a history of cattle and logging, all sorts of things. So yeah, definitely worth a stop here in Binghamton. It's a whole wall of fame. No, sorry, this sun's right behind me, so I'm going to get a little reflection, yeah. But they've even got this map. So there's everything in this town. There's a retirement village here. There's an ambulance station and a hospital, and all with great views of Mount Walsh. Like, isn't that stunning? So another really interesting shop is this bee shop, like anything to do with bees, and it's in there. And talking to the lady, you find out information about the area. She was saying she lives in her caravan because her landlord wanted too much rent. Now that's even out here in Binghamton, which is just a small town. And I'm like, well, who is he renting to? So apparently there's an abattoir here, and then further west there's some feedlots. So they're bringing in people from overseas, charging them a lot of rent, and the poor locals have to move out. So that's not a good thing, is it? And you know, that's why it's actually good to come and support these communities. Spend just a few dollars and yeah, give them some income and spread the love. This is Paradise Dam. It's just about 30k outside of Binghamton, and it's a Sunwater owned dam. So I'm going to go down. I believe it's free camping here, so I might stay for a couple of nights. So yes, this is a free camp at Paradise Dam. You used to be able to park up the top, and there was old areas that were marked out. But then down the bottom where I was parked, that's my van, was just perfect. I could pick my own site. Water views, how magnificent is that? So such a different sight from last night. Up on those hills behind me, my van's there, and my view is Paradise Dam. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay here for 2 nights. It's so nice. Now the dam actually has an interesting history. There's where I walked along, but the dam wall used to be high up, but there was some concrete fatigue and it was giving way. So they had to build another wall further down and lower the wall nearer to where I was camped. But yeah, I didn't mind at all. It was just beautiful and really quiet. But I could imagine certain times of the year it would get really busy. And you do have to check in with the caretaker there, Angela, before you set up. So it's a really good system. And yeah, there was toilets. So absolute bonus. So as usual, I went for lots of walks. I went up Bitumen and then found this road called Paradise Road. It was like I was in the middle of nowhere, and then I spotted this old kiln chimney. I hope you can see it because it was like, wow, what a special moment. And yep, then back to the dam, and of course kangaroos. We are in Australia after all, and got some beautiful, beautiful sunsets. And then it was time to head off. So I'm just going to go down on this gravel road and check out Charlie Bridge. Apparently it's a historic site, so come on with me and let's see what Charlie Bridge is like. Yep, it's a bit corrugated. Actually, one thing I'm really glad about with the Renault is it has grip assist, and I turn that on anytime I'm on gravel, which makes it less likely for me to get into a skid. Oh well, looks like I've arrived. And I'm glad that there's an information board over there, because I don't really know anything about this Charlie Bridge. So I'll park up, might even have a coffee while I'm here.
2022 semi-finalist Morocco.
The Charlie Bridge, and it's significant because it was Queensland's first multi-span concrete bridge that was built, and it was built in the 1900s. I'll put the exact date up here on the video. And I even get to walk over the bridge, so I'll show you the bridge that is actually a rail bridge. And yep, there's my van parked behind me, and you can actually free camp here. There are no facilities at all, so you got to be self-contained. There is a water tank there. It's got non-potable water, and yeah, I think it would be very, very peaceful, but not for me. It's still in the morning, so no, I'm going to carry on, but I'll show you the railway bridge. And here it is, and as you can see, the railway is no longer used. All up through this area was great rail trails, and yeah, it really opened up the country. But with the use of trucks and improvement of all the roads, the rails ceased. And I'll put a link in my description about a trip that I did and where I walked a lot of the rail trails. I carried on. My next stop was at Goomeri. I just went to bakery there and got a delicious pie and had a quick look around. And you love these old stores, always have a quick look. But not far out of town was Kinbombe Falls. Now, I've been here before, but a very long time ago. And it's wonderful because it's free camp and, again, toilets. So I did get a perfect site to pop the van in, and there's a few walks there, none of them are particularly long, but I again stayed 2 nights, very relaxing. So I just came down a super skiddy, trifle scary track, which I'll show you when I come back up, but it was worth it because look what I found. This is beautiful. And yeah, there's not much water here at the moment, but I'm sure after a good rainfall, it will definitely change. So there's some of the scraggy rock I came down, but that was the easy bit. So this here was the scraggy cliff that I came down. Super, super slippery and not many handholds. Definitely got down low, but I made it. And going up is normally not quite so tricky. Yeah, I made it. It was actually, as I thought, super easy to come back up compared with going down. There we go, there's the angle, the very steep slope. Why is my hat always crooked? Whenever I stop and chat to you, you'll see that I always straighten my hat. Don't know why, it's always crooked. And you can see, looking back down the track, it just totally drops off down there. And it's really, really crumbly, and there's nothing to hold on to. You just have to love the way cattle will come up and say hello just because I stopped walking. This guy, he came straight over And literally, he's posing for me. Once again, the cows are looking at me, looking at them. How cute are they? Well, good morning. Yes, I'm still at Kinbombe Falls. And I realised this morning I better not leave without coming down track 1. So that's what I've come down this morning. And there's steps all the way, so much easier than the track I did yesterday. But I must say, I had a wonderful evening last night. We met this really friendly guy, also from Brisbane as would be. And Pete, hi, hope you get to watch my video. And thanks for the wonderful evening last night. Always good to have a red wine and a chat with a fellow camper. And look at this. It is so clear. Yes, there's the green algae there, but the water itself is beautiful and clear. And imagine coming down here after rains. Wow, I must do that. And this is the bottom of the stairs. And it's not too steep, this walk, it's very easy. So yeah, I mean, there's no handrails, but you really don't need them. So if I haven't already mentioned it, I'm staying at Nanango Showgrounds. Now, I prefer free camping or donation camping. I don't very often stay in showgrounds. But someone who I haven't met yet, but I've communicated with, actually popped a post on Wikicamps, which is the app I use to find my camping, saying it was just $12 here for no water, no power, solo traveller. So I'm like, oh, can't go wrong. And there's good showers and clean toilets. So yeah, here I am. And you can see I'm a bit bundled up. It's a freezing cold wind today, but I hope you've enjoyed the photos that I've been showing, and there'll be a few more to follow this. And you can just see me. There I am, there. It was a great stop in Nanango, really handy to have a library there, which I made use of their Wi-Fi, and on to my last camp, which was Tugulua, and I'll explain that free camp system in just a moment. Well, I'm at my final camp before going back to Brisbane, and behind me there is part of the rail trail that I've talked about earlier in this video. So I'm at the town of Tugulua, and that's the free camp area behind me. So you can stay here for up to 20 hours and you have to be self-contained. Nice little township, reasonable size IGA food store, and of course an op shop and a pub and a few coffee shops, although they're not all open every day. So you just take your luck. And there's a nice little antique store. Chatting to the gentleman there today. Very nice man, and he's got some really nice things in his store. I'm just going to go for a walk while it's not raining. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of showery weather today. So, I am on a rail trail, like I mentioned. And these are the first bikes I've seen, and I've been on this rail trail previously as well. So it's good to see that it's actually being used. And this guy's all set up, and the dog's loving it. Good afternoon. Hey, buddy. Too cute. Yeah, these guys have access to the rail trail as well. There's plenty of grass here for them. A very peaceful night after having a pub meal with a couple of other solo lady travellers. And then, yep, another beautiful morning. Let me share it with you. Well, this is my last morning on this short little trip in the Burnett, and it's a very foggy morning, as you can probably see, but the sun's trying to get through, and hopefully it wins, because I've just got a short drive back to Brisbane, back to stay with my daughter again, do some dog sitting. But thanks for watching my video. As always, I've loved sharing my travel with you, and it is so nice to feel that I'm talking to someone, even if you're way out there in the cloud. So until next time, thanks for watching, and bye for now.
I need an intervention, divine intervention, you know. Only in my crucial moments do they pay attention carefully. The shadows of my past welcome me again with a smile. But something deep within, something new, lets me emerge from my